What's up guys, welcome to Motocross Action's tested video on the 2022 GASGAS MC250F. This bike is exactly the same as it was last year, but one thing we do know a lot more about this bike now after spending a lot of time on the MC250F. So in this video, we're gonna talk about the pros and cons of this bike and shake it down for you guys, letting you know all we know about the MC250F. Let's get into it. Before we talk about how the GASGAS runs on the track, let's do a quick review of its history. So GASGAS was bought by the KTM group at the end of 2019, and the first of the new generation GASGAS bikes came out for the 2021 season using the same platform sharing model that KTM used with Husky. Then KTM turned the Trolley Designs Red Bull KTM team into their factory GASGAS team and brought the KTM 250 program back under the factory KTM tent again. Now, as we enter 2022, a lot of hype is on the new KTM and Husqvarna factory edition models, and those things are brand new inside and out, offering a forecast of what the 2023 KTM and Husky models will be like. There are no factory edition GASGAS models for now. KTM's philosophy for the GASGAS brand has been for GASGAS to produce a KTM copy with a lower price tag. KTM and Husqvarna are known for being great bikes, but they're also known for being much more expensive than the Yamaha, Honda, Kawasaki, and Suzuki models. Compared to the $9,499 Husky, the Yamaha YZ250F is $1,000 less, the Kawasaki is $1,100 less, the Honda is $1,400 less, and the Suzuki is $1,600 less than the Husky FC250. Coming in at $8,699, the GASGAS is still more expensive than the rest, but it's $800 below the Husky and only $200 over the Yamaha. With all that being said, we have gotten word that GASGAS is going to continue with the lower price tag trend for the 2023 season as well. So looking ahead, instead of jumping to the new platform that KTM and Husky will have, GASGAS is planning on sticking with the same 2022 bike for next year. So that means that Justin Barcia, my brother Michael Mosiman, and Pierce Brown will continue on the 2022 GASGAS bikes in Supercross and Motocross, while the KTM and Husky riders get to ride those new factory editions that everybody's been talking about. Depending on how you look at it, there's pros and cons to either side of the equation. And believe me, because my brother is involved with this, I've definitely thought about it a lot. But I think there's more pros than cons. And the benefit to me is that GASGAS is going to be riding a bike that they already know very well. While KTM has had this engine for years, they've got the most out of it. The frame, it has been around since 2019, and the GASGAS team has suspension settings dialed from last season already. Plus, they have plenty of parts in stock, while the KTM and Husky guys have limited amount of parts for the 2022 Supercross season, and they have limited amounts of time testing the new bikes and developing them as well. We also have heard some rumors that have been kind of poking around the bush that GASGAS might be coming out with factory edition models next year as well. So for the 2023 season, they might have some factory editions for the Trolley Designs factory guys to ride in the 2023 Supercross and Motocross season. So for now, the 2022 bike is exactly like the 2021 bike. 2023 bike, we're not expecting anything brand new for GASGAS, but maybe a factory edition. That's kind of our projections, at least as of right now. Diving into the 2022 GASGAS MC250F. If you've watched any MXA test videos or read any of our articles on the 2021 or 22 GASGAS bikes, you know a lot about the differences between GASGAS, KTM, and Husky. The GASGAS bikes have the same engine, frame, subframe, swing arm, and suspension components as the KTM, with only a few differences to save money and alter their performance on the track. We've said it before and we'll say it again, the lower priced GASGAS wasn't made to be a lower level bike. KTM didn't intentionally make a bad motorcycle. They didn't intentionally take their KTM and slow it down, but they did try to make a different one and save some money on it as well by not including an hour meter or a map switch on the handlebars. They didn't include the resonance chamber on the exhaust, and they spec'd a few other lower cost items like silver rims and handlebars instead of black ones. So when I said earlier that the GASGAS is like a KTM copy just with a lower price, It's not actually a copy, there are some differences on the bike. Overall, the GASGAS has a softer feel in both handling and power delivery, but it does have the ability to run just like a KTM with a few changes. In the power department, the GASGAS has an airbox that is totally closed off, which detunes throttle response and power. The exhaust is missing the resonance chamber as mentioned, and the ECU is stuck in map 1 on the GASGAS MC250F because the GASGAS doesn't come with that map switch. So yes, you can buy a map switch through the GASGAS catalog and stick it onto your GASGAS 250 and switch into map 2 and use traction control and launch control and things like that, but that is an upcharge. So comparing the GASGAS to the KTM, the stock GASGAS has a smoother power band and a softer feel on the track. However, drilling holes in the airbox cover and cutting the little winglet that comes on the back of the airbox cover definitely helps liven the MC250 up. If your buddy or friends have a KTM, you can borrow his ventilated airbox cover, take it off of his bike, slap it on your GASGAS 250, and although it won't really fit perfectly, it will slap on there if you give it a good little nudge. The color will be off, but you will be able to get the feel of what it's like to have a vented airbox on your GASGAS. Then, if you really want one for yourself, you can order one through UFO Plastics. They make a GASGAS cover that fits perfectly on your bike in GASGAS red, or you can get it in white and black, and it has the same ventilated holes that come with the KTM airbox covers. So, talking about the handling on the GASGAS MC250F, this bike comes with forged aluminum triple clamps that are more flexible than the CNC machined clamps that come on KTM and Husky. What it does is basically gives the bike a little more of a vague feel in the corners, and it's not as precise on corner entry. So these clamps come off the KTM Enduro bikes, and they're created to be more flexible and comfortable over choppy straightaways for longer off-road rides, while the KTM's CNC machine clamps are more like aftermarket clamps in that they're made to offer more precision in the corners. Most MX8 test riders actually prefer the GASGAS clamps in straightaways because they're more flexible over the chatter bumps and just a little more comfortable down the straightaways, but almost all of us prefer the KTM clamps in the corners. We should also note that GASGAS sponsored rider Ryan Sipes actually prefers the GASGAS clamps, the stock ones that come on this bike, over the factory clamps, and it's pretty surprising to see him actually racing select Supercrosses and the Washougal National in 2021 with the stock clamps on his bike. He also explained to us that he just feels more comfortable with them. He can feel the bike a little bit better when the front end is starting to push in a corner, and it gives him a little more wiggle room to correct his mistakes. So even though Ryan Sipes likes the stock clamps, MXA Wrecking Crew, we wanted to make them feel more like the KTM front end. To do that, we upped the torque settings on the triple clamps to 20 Newton meters on top and 15 on the bottom, which definitely helped us out on corner accuracy. It made it feel a lot more like the KTM front end that we know and love. We also have done some testing with Luxon triple clamps on this bike as well. The Luxon clamps are lighter than the stock KTM and stock GASGAS clamps, and they offer the same plush feel that the GASGAS clamps going over bumps in the straightaways, and the same precision in the corners as the KTM. So the Luxon clamps were the best of both worlds for us on this bike and on KTM's. Talking about suspension, the GASGAS is significantly softer than KTM on their settings. The rear shock has a softer 42 spring rate compared to the 45 that comes on KTM, and both the fork and shock valving is softer as well to tailor this bike more towards novice riders and lighter riders as well. The WP Exact air forks have the same bleed holes as the KTM forks and the same adjustable by hand compression and rebound clickers on the forks as well. So these forks and suspension components are exactly the same as KTM, just softer settings. So great components here that we really like from WP, and some of our vet and novice riders actually like this suspension setup better than KTM. So if you're a mid-level rider or a lightweight rider, this GASGAS setup is actually probably great for you. So overall, the 2022 GASGAS MC250F is beautiful to look at. Everybody likes the look of the red plastics and the cherry red frame that comes on this bike. It's comfortable to ride, and it's capable of running with the best in class with just a few small upgrades. So for more information on this bike and other 2022 models, check out motocrossactionmag.com, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the little bell to get a notification every time we release a new video. Our 250 shootout is coming soon, where we compare this GASGAS model to the Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, KTM, and Husky 250Fs, so stay tuned.